Rabbit Hole Roundup, episode 125, the 5 best Nickelodeon specials from the 2000s. So guys, in today's edition of the Rabbit Hole Roundup, I'm going to take you guys back to the 2000s, and to the time of mini movies and these TV events that they used to have for us kids.
It's a SpongeBob SquarePants special!
You prepared all week, saw all the commercials, and now it's time for SpongeBob or Fairly Odd Parents or Drake and Josh to have their special episode, which was oftentimes hilarious. So of course, as always, we're going to have a ton of fun with that list. Following that, we're going to be heading over into the music corner, where I have a new Chiddy Bang album I want to review, because he's honestly so underrated in this current time. And I also have a new kind of price song I want to talk about, which might be the hype song of the year. After that, I'll be sharing some profound wisdom coming from a 94-year-old woman who speaks about all of her self-talk that gives her the most success and that keeps her in great shape, both mentally and physically.
Izzy Mandelbaum is 80 years old, but strong as an ox. Watch this.
Following that, I'll be sharing a clip coming from Drew Barrymore and Zendaya on why all of us are so hard on ourselves so much of the time, and how to give ourselves some more credit for all the good that we're doing, and to pour some of that self-love back into ourselves. And of course, finishing up, we have our sports recap, NBA Finals talk, MLB news, and whatever else I may come across. So anyways, without further ado, let's dive deeper now. Rabbit hole time, let's go.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jared Weiss. If you guys didn't know, that must mean that you're not subscribed to the channel, so you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, be sure to leave a like, drop a comment, let me know your thoughts on the video. Follow me on every platform, and if you guys haven't done so already, make sure to check out my book, Fight Through by Jared Weiss. All links to purchase it are on my website, which is jaredryanweiss.com. That's JAREDRYANWEISS.com. Buy the book, support me, and make sure to check out all the some shirts in there as well. Every shirt has been designed by me, every shirt is made of 100% organic cotton, so getting support at all, as I'm always saying, will be very greatly appreciated. So let's dive deeper into this Rabbit Hole Roundup now. So do you guys remember that period of time, for all of us who grew up in the 2000s, back when all the Nickelodeon specials felt like legit actual events? These used to be mini movies for us. And if you don't remember, let me refresh your memory and help to set the scene. So you're staying up for the premiere. There's been commercials on TV for weeks.
You all ready for the big night out tonight?
Yeah, it's gonna rock!
Maybe you're watching with your siblings or your babysitter or your parents. Then so often you'd be talking about this the next day with your friends at school. And look, I'm not saying every single special was an absolute hit, but there was most definitely something to the whole anticipation and excitement of the event itself. So anyways, I'm going to give you my top 5 Nickelodeon special episodes from the 2000s. Coming in at number 5, we have the SpongeBob episode Shanghai. And does any real SpongeBob fans remember? Any of these special episodes used to have Patchy the Pirate and Potty the Parrot hosting them. Now, if I'm being totally honest, sometimes these guys could get a little bit annoying.
It's a SpongeBob SquarePants special!
Because of course I just want to watch the SpongeBob episode. But at least anytime they were there, you knew they were going to be presenting a fun episode. So this episode is of course hilarious. You have SpongeBob, Squidward, and Patrick all climbing up a rope that lands on Squidward's house. And so Squidward wants to complain to the owner of the rope/anchor that fell in his house.
Wait!
Come on out! I wanna file a complaint!
Turns out the owner of the ship is the Flying Dutchman. Squidward of course tries to complain, ends up down this endless path that was inside of a zipper.
Oh, now what? I suppose you're gonna show me. Oh, gee, that's very nice. Oh, what is this? Some kind of magic act?
So then SpongeBob and Patrick are forced to work for the Flying Dutchman, following all of Squidward's insults to him. Now you have the whole leedle leedle lee, ow, leedle leedle lee from Patrick. And then of course the two of them trying to be scary. It's still a mystery. Then of course at one point Patrick has this brilliant idea. He goes, I have an idea. Let's leave.
I have an idea.
Really? What is it?
Let's leave!
Then of course the three of them get 3 wishes, and one of them actually wishes Squidward back to see the whole thing.
I wish Squidward were here to see this.
Squidward!
And Patrick is just like completely dazed for like most of the episode, which is hilarious too. Anyways, an absolute classic episode of SpongeBob. Number 4, we have the iCarly Victorious crossover episode. I mean, like, I always loved a good crossover episode, like, especially when it was two shows that like I liked a lot. So this was, of course, the perfect case of that. You have Tori and Carly, both end up like going out with the same guy, and they all end up going to the same party, and like iCarly's trying to catch the guy in the act.
Her boyfriend.
Steven?
Who's also her boyfriend, which we just found out.
Also within the episode, you have Nickelodeon legend Kenan Thompson, who's like hosting the party, and like he's also helping to like pull pranks on people.
Hi, Steven!
He thought he was gonna get a kiss from a pretty girl, but instead, I blew a trumpet in his face!
You've Kat, aka Ariana Grande, losing her voice and like losing her ability to communicate, so like she ends up using like this headband and like app to communicate. You also have like the iCarly characters and Gibby putting on all these funny disguises. And the best part from this episode is probably the rap battles going on between Rex, Robbie's hilarious puppet, and like all the other kids. As well as like when Sam shuts down Rex, I think.
Mama gonna take a puppet down.
Whoa! Cause everybody knows that chicks can't rap.
So face it, Rex. You couldn't even rap if I stapled his lips and took his hand out your back.
You also have Psychowitz and Spencer interacting. Two highly unorthodox characters from their respective shows. And they end up in like a hot tub and like Psychowitz tries to scare everyone in the hot tub. Number 3, sticking with the crossover episodes, we have the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour, where it's Fairly OddParents mixing with Jimmy Neutron. Two great animated shows. Now I haven't watched this one in a while, but like if I remember correctly, each of them like ends up in the other's world and has to like try to get back to their own universe.
Hey, why is everything so bulgy? My hand.
And in this episode, Timmy's whole fairy magic clashes with Jimmy's whole science routine. Timmy also like has to deal with a malfunctioning dog Goddard, who is of course Jimmy's actual dog.
Oh dear, this universe makes my hips look fat.
What universe doesn't?
I suppose I could live here. I like my new trim figure.
Well, of course, Mr. Crocker, the crazy teacher, is like trying to capture Jimmy and like his Fairly Odd Parents. Fairy godparents, I mean, his fairies. There were also like 2 other sequel events following this one, but like I do remember the first one being my favorite. Number 2, we have coming from my all-time favorite TV show, Drake and Josh, the finale, which was called Really Big Shrimp. And while I was like very sad that like the show had to end, it did give us a fantastic finale. So in the episode, Drake gets like this big opportunity to be signed by a record label, and Josh becomes his agent. Josh gets distracted by like some really big shrimp, and doesn't read the contract carefully, and like signs away Drake's songs to the company, so like the company can do like whatever they want with them.
I hate it.
We have a signed contract that gives us complete creative control.
I was mesmerized by giant shrimp.
And so Drake's song Makes Me Happy gets handed over to like this corrupt record executive, and like this guy tries to like change up the whole vibe of the song, and like it ends up sounding horrible. Josh though sneaks back into his office and like gets the original song back into like the envelope, and the original like really good song appears in like the Super Bowl commercial.
Drake Parker, I think you're about to have yourself a #1 hit.
In the midst of all the drama, Helen gets married at the premiere, and Josh gets promoted, and Drake and Josh fight over like another piece of shrimp, and like then the camera fades to an original clip of the 2 characters back from when like they initially met on the Amanda show.
I want the shrimp.
I want it.
I want it.
Hey, shrimp. Well, I want it.
No, I want it.
And that's how the best show, in my opinion, ever ends, sadly. But it was definitely a great mini-movie type of episode to finish things off. And finally, coming in at number 1, we have to go with like what I think is maybe not like the best episode ever, but in my opinion, like a super memorable 2000 special episode. So we're talking about like the Fairly OddParents episode, My Shiny Teeth. So now you may ask, what made this episode so memorable? And if you did actually ask that, I would ask you, did you actually grow up in the 2000s? Most definitely not. Do I have to sing it for you guys? I think I have to. When I'm feeling lonely, sad as I can be, what makes me happy? fills me up with glee. Those bones in my jaw don't have a flaw. My shiny teeth and me. My shiny teeth that twinkle just like the stars in space. And of course, at the end of the chorus you have, they walk a while just to see me smile. My shiny teeth and me, shiny teeth, shiny teeth. So the song is of course by Chris Kirkpatrick from NSYNC, as he plays Chip Skylark, the teen sensation who's supposed to perform on TV.
Chip Skylark, here to talk about his awesome new hit song, My Shiny Teeth and Me.
But then what happens is he gets his perfect teeth pulled by this evil dentist, so Timmy has to use his fairies to get them back for him.
It's time to meet Mr. Chip Skylark and rip his teeth out.
It's not just any teeth that were stolen, they were Chip Skylark's.
And he saves the day, which is this iconic episode being finished with this amazing song, which is so catchy. I love it. Anyways, let me know your thoughts on my list. Now next up, we're heading over into the music corner, because I have 2 artists, songs, and albums I want to discuss. So first up, we have one of my all-time favorite rappers, who's also severely underrated at this current time. Who am I talking about here? Chiddy Bang. So he also sings my all-time favorite song, Opposite of Adults. And back in the 2010s, he and Zaffron Jones created absolute magic. And every one of their songs was just an absolute vibe. But what so many of you out there don't realize is Chiddy's still creating amazing music to this day. So he just came out with a new album a few weeks ago called Vibes Don't Fade, after releasing several singles from the album. And this album is so good, I love it. The first 5 or 6 songs on the album are definitely going to be on repeat for me. So the album starts with a song called Memories on Fire, which feels like classic Chiddy. And I've always loved it whenever artists talk about their whole come up and rise to fame. Whether it be Last Call by Kanye or J. Cole's song on Forest Hills Drive that's revisiting his whole come up phase. And now you have Chiddy who gives his story of getting booed off stage at a talent show at Drexel, but he never gave up faith in himself. Then you have the song Leave Me Alone, which is all about things changing on him with a girl. And this is really cool upbeat rap song. You then have the song Hey Girl, which is a super fun song about having girls in different countries and all the girls he's met. But he also has sick Paul Pierce reference. Chiddy often gives the best NBA references. And it's just another awesome vibe song. Then you have the song Dinner at Tower, which I think shows off Chiddy's rapping ability, as he goes off on the beat and goes hard. So anyways, Chiddy definitely needs a lot more love, because he's still got it and not enough of you know that. And one more song I want to bring some attention to because it came out recently. It's probably my current favorite rapper, Connor Price, released a new song alongside Graham and Nic D, the legendary trio. And the song is called Perfect Timing, and it's a sick hype song. It has an awesome build up, and then Graham sings the bridge, and then all 3 go off on confidence and having perfect timing and all the work it takes to get there. So check out the song during your next workout, and you guys can thank me for it later. Now moving right along, I want to share a clip coming from a 94-year-old woman who's in incredible shape, and her words will show you why she's still living her best life. So let's check this one out now.
Or something you say every day when you get up.
This is the best day. This is the best day of my life. Doesn't matter if it's raining or if it's sunny or what it is. It's going to be a great day, because when I go out, I say that to people around here. You go out there, oh hi, I know how you do this morning. It's a good day. Oh, but it's raining. It's so cold today. Yeah, it's a good cold day. It doesn't matter what's going on in your life. There's only one word that's important, and that will help you, and that's attitude. I don't care what you're talking about, what you're thinking about. It's attitude. Doesn't matter if you're ill. You can be ill and have a bad attitude, and you're going to feel really, really bad. You could be ill and have a good attitude. It's not going to make your illness go away. It's going to help you to deal with it.
Right.
But you can face it with a positive attitude or a negative attitude, and there's only one that's going to help.
Right.
It's just that simple.
Mm-hmm.
If I had one word that was going to get tattooed on me, it would be attitude.
So well said, and so much wisdom coming from her. So setting the intention every single day where you're thinking to yourself, today's going to be a great day. well then like that's what you're going to be searching for. Reasons to prove that true. This is exactly how I try to wake up every day. And having this optimism in mind, despite like all my health challenges and like all the challenges like I've dealt with, this is like why I stay so positive. So what I say is like wake up with that in mind and let the day prove you wrong if it has to. Because of course we're all going to have like our rough days, we're all going to have our challenging moments, and we do like feel like all of our emotions. But don't go into that day looking for reasons to be upset, because you become a magnet for those things too.
Hey, you call this food?
My sandwich tastes like a fried boot.
My sandwich is a fried boot.
Why do you want to eat this stuff anyway?
Your intentions and your energy become a magnet for everything you're gonna like attract into your life. And this is why like watching your self-talk is so important, as well as like keeping the same daily habits too. It's so important to be like mindful of everything you eat, what you watch, the context you interact with, the people you surround yourself with. These things all need to be done with like positive intentions. Otherwise you're allowing yourself to be taken over by like a negative vibration. As I always say, it's not about like ignoring your feelings or ignoring your situation, but it's about like where you're putting your focus, because where focus goes, energy flows. And this seems to be like a very common thing I've noticed, coming from like any old people who are living really well. They keep a great attitude, they don't stop moving, they keep on doing what they love to do, they keep their stress low, and they focus on reasons to smile and like be happy, versus focusing on like all that's wrong with the world and like reasons to complain. All that stuff will eventually weigh you down. All that anger and negativity and hatred is going to keep you down if you don't change things up. So extremely well done to this 94-year-old woman who provided us with all this wisdom and like who keeps on thriving as she gets older. Amazing stuff. Now finally, I want to share a clip coming from Drew Barrymore and Zendaya on Drew's show about like being so hard on ourselves and like why all of us need to give ourselves more credit. Anyways, let's check this one out now.
The thing that I can't stop thinking about from this film, and it is a question I ask myself, especially after being single for 10 years, am I lovable? Can I be loved?
Yeah.
That is a deep question.
It is.
And I'm wondering if anyone else here has ever asked themselves that question.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I feel like it's a very human question to ask ourselves. I think at the end of the day, we are humans. We make mistakes, we're not perfect, and I'm so hard on myself.
Really?
Oh my God, yeah, I can beat myself up so bad, and I know people I love do the same thing, and it's like if and sometimes, you know, when you're talking to someone else, it's all so clear. Like you can tell your friend, like, what are you talking about? Stop talking to yourself like that. You're beautiful, you're smart, you're this, you're that, and then they just can't hear it. And it's like sometimes you kind of have to put yourself in that situation, like, oh, I'm doing that too. I'm not listening to any of the good. I'm taking only the bad in.
I am the best therapist for everyone else.
Yes.
I have worked so hard
on myself to help you.
Exactly. Thank you. I'm not kidding. That's it.
Yeah.
Now I know this may seem like an unlikely place for me like to pull a clip from, but I will say like some of Drew Barrymore's clips have popped up on my feed, and I find it to be like very authentic. Maybe sometimes like a bit too open, like not afraid to share anything. But I've been happily surprised at like how genuine like and authentic she comes across. I of course don't know her personally, but like anyways, I'll take wisdom no matter where it comes from. And so I could totally relate to like exactly what they were just talking about. I'm a phenomenal therapist for others. I listen deeply, bring positivity, give like the best advice, and help people like to regain their strength in themselves. And I have gotten better at this like for myself too. But sometimes like I do need to follow my own advice better. And this is why like so great like I make all these videos, because sometimes I'll be like watching it back and I'm like, wow, that's really true. I actually need to hear that. Thank you to myself for that amazing advice.
I am such a great guy.
But sometimes we do have to like take a step back and like take a different perspective, an outsider's perspective on our lives, and speak to ourselves more like how we would a friend. We wouldn't, or like I hope we wouldn't, tell a friend like they're doing bad and like they suck, or say things like, why can't you do this? No, we need to remind ourselves like we're trying our best, we are most definitely lovable, and even like whenever things get tough, we're overcoming the odds, and we're overcoming all these challenges, and like we deserve more credit for all of our perseverance in spite of adversity. Anyways, on to this week's sports recap, let's go now. So guys, it's that time of year, NBA Finals are here. So of course I've already recapped Game 7 of the Spurs Thunder series, where of course I was very pleased that the Spurs won. And I also spoke about the Knicks sweeping the... who even was it at this point anymore? Last week sweeping the Cavaliers. And so I think we're in store for a great NBA Finals. The Knicks of course being a team who actually got hot in the playoffs. I actually heard Colin Cowherd saying the other day how towards the end of the season everyone was talking about how horrible the Knicks chemistry was, and how the team was actually considering firing Mike Brown, and all of a sudden the playoffs were a whole different story. Ever since the midway point of the Hawks series, everything just flipped. And of course the Knicks haven't lost a game since then. On the flip side, of course, the Spurs had to overcome an incredibly challenging series against OKC Thunder and the refs. Just saying. But Wemby has shown the world he's already a generational talent, and I love it how he's not afraid to show his emotions and his passion for the game. And alongside him you have the rest of that Spurs young core. You have De'Aaron Fox, the most experienced out of that group. Then you have Harper, the star rookie, Champagnie, who's been shooting lights out, Vassell, great defender, and of course Stephon Castle's been playing great, Keldon Johnson off the bench is great too, Cornet off the bench, and everyone on that team has stepped up and played their roles to perfection. So if you ask me who I'm rooting for in the series, I would probably lean towards the Knicks because I'm from New York, and also the Knicks are actually my second favorite team, behind the Lakers of course, but I also wouldn't be upset if the Spurs won, especially because Wemby has most definitely turned me into a fan of his. Now if I'm going to predict the series, I give a slight edge to the Knicks. However, of course they made it through the East, which is much weaker than the West. But I think OKC would have presented a much more difficult matchup problem for the Knicks, because Casey Moss is the perfect defender for Brunson. However, in this series, once again, I think the Knicks' wings are the X factor. OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, and Mikal Bridges, all X factors. Now, of course, guarding Wemby is a whole different story, but I think OG may actually be the best chance the Knicks have of slowing him down at all, as he may currently be the best 3-and-D guy in the league right now. Of course, Towns is going to be on him a lot too, as is Mitchell Robinson off the bench. Then you probably put Bridges on Champagnie. And I think a lot of the series is going to come down to how well Cat does against Wemby. I think the keys for the Knicks in the series are to keep Wemby out of the paint as much as possible, and provide as much physicality to him as you can. I expect Jalen Brunson to get to his spots the whole series and have massive numbers series too. And for the Spurs, they're going to need to get Wemby in the paint and get him as many touches in the paint as possible, because anytime he just camps around the 3-point line, the Spurs are essentially giving up their biggest advantage. And also Fox and Cats are going to have to be super consistent in the series, and the wings on both teams are definitely going to be going at it. But I give that edge to the Knicks. So anyways, I expect an awesome series, but I'm predicting a Knicks win. Slightly. Now next up, we have some big news coming from the NFL over the past few days. So Odell Beckham Jr. is returning to the Giants, years after his famous catch and his famous seasons with them. Now if nothing else, this definitely gives the team a lot of excitement and life to them. And they also added Juju Smith-Schuster as well. There of course weren't too many other receivers out there, but I think if both guys are in shape, both physically and mentally, you give a young QB some fun weapons to work with, and I think Harbaugh's going to get the most out of them. Then Drake May just added his best receiver, AJ Brown, to the team, as he gets new life in New England. Then of course Russell Wilson retired. I can't say I'm too shocked about it, and it's always sad whenever a legend leaves the game, but I think he's definitely had a Hall of Fame career, looking at the totality of all he did for the Seahawks of course. And then finally, probably the biggest move so far from this offseason, the LA Rams acquired Myles Garrett, possibly even the best defensive player of all time, after giving up Jared Verse and picks. But I think this immediately has to make the Rams Super Bowl contenders. They of course bring back most of that offense led by Matthew Stafford, and now adding an all-world defensive player. It's going to be a fun season for them. And now heading over into the baseball world, let's start things off with a ridiculous Cy Young race happening in the NL right now between Christopher Sanchez on the Phillies, who hasn't given up a run the past 44 innings, And Jacob Mizorowski, who only gave like 1 run this past month too, and like he's also like striking everyone out. So let's actually check out some of these stats, some of the more advanced stats. So Christopher Sanchez in the month of May, 4-0, 39 innings pitched, 25 hits, no runs, 45 strikeouts, 0 ERA of course. Jacob Mizorowski 5-0, 38 innings, 14 hits, 1 run, and 57 strikeouts. Then on top of that, you also have like Shohei Ohtani, who's pitching incredible too. As of a few days ago, he owns a .82 ERA. Chris Sale owns a 1.89 ERA, and Chase Burns has a 1.96 ERA. And of course, Ohtani also has like 10 home runs at the plate now too. Then sticking with the NL, and also the Atlanta Braves, they were actually the first team to reach 40 wins this year, and like Ronald Acuna has been heating up at an insane pace the past like few games. So Acuna in his past 7 games, 8 home runs, 5 stolen bases, a .913 slugging percentage, and a 1.365 OPS. Also, like Jacob Mizorowski, only 3 pitchers in MLB history have accomplished the following in their first 12 starts of the season: 100 plus Ks, fewer than 15 runs, and fewer than 20 walks. So like, he joins Jacob deGrom and Pedro Martinez with that. Ohtani in the month of May, 25 innings pitched, 1.08 ERA, .76 whip, and a 131 batting average against. And like at the plate, he's hitting .289, 4 home runs and 18 RBIs this month. Crazy. Ben Rice from my Yankees was actually named the AL Player of the Week. 12 for 26 with a home run, 11 RBIs, 4 doubles, 2 triples, and like a 1.418 OPS. The future Hall of Fame pitcher Jacob deGrom reached his 100th win of his career as of like yesterday. And the Milwaukee Brewers have been like insanely hot too. They're 18-5 in their last 23 games, 10-3 in their last 13, and like 6-1 in their last 7. And also like my favorite team, the Yankees, once again had a 13-run inning against the A's the other day over the weekend. Anyways, that's your sports recap for the week. Let's finish up the video now. Anyways, that's the episode. If you guys like what you heard, make sure to leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel. I will catch you guys next time. Stay positive, stay hustling, stay grinding. Catch you next time. Peace.